Hi guys, welcome to episode 5 of the Backseat. Is it the Backseat?
We do it that often we don't even know the name of it.
Backstreet Boys.
Backseat VR. Be quiet, be quiet in the back. Backseat VR podcast.
Freaking Recentered back there, Backseat Podcasting.
And today we have a special host in the back. Say hello, Lee.
Hello, it's me.
So we're not going to be particularly in the back there. He's flopping around. So we're not going to be recording the footage the whole way this way. We're going to be recording the road as normal.
I mean, should we just say what a great time it was at Wallace? Because this will probably come out in like 3 months later.
Somebody was complaining that the last podcast was a bit out of date because I was too lazy to put it all together.
Because you don't put out any content at all, you're lazy.
I just could not be arsed.
Yeah.
I had it on my PC in a folder ready to do, and I thought, you know, when I feel like doing it, because the thing with these podcasts is they take me days to do because editing all the different your vocals out, and then when we've got guests like last time we had Lee and Rog in the back, that was 4 recordings I had to. And don't forget, I have to put all the recordings together.
Very quickly, there's a shop coming up here. I think you might be able to see it on the camera. It's some sort of balloon company on the left. That's where I used to go and play computer games back in the day with my big PC tower on the LAN system. We always link up and play Colin McRae Rally and Half-Life Deathmatch and Star Trek Elite Force Deathmatch. So there you go. Because there was no internet. Think about that, kiddies.
So all I'm hearing is I'm really old.
You're a boomer, Doc.
So we may have had internet, but it wasn't powerful enough to play games.
Oh. It's like, ooh, I really want to listen to this new song. Okay, 3 days later, yay, it's finished. Oh God. Yeah, I've done that in my time, and now I can just press a button and it will just get it on the fly through mobile data.
I downloaded a 600 meg movie, all, you know, totally legit, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it took a week to download.
Oh wow, that was quick. You had the good stuff.
I had the 5K.
Yeah.
I'm totally derailed now. What were we talking about?
Well, this is a VR podcast, so maybe.
Where are we going today? And why is Lee the new host of this podcast?
Definitely not.
All shall be revealed
after this short message from our sponsor.
I ain't doing any podcast, dude.
You're doing this one now, mate.
I'm doing this one as a favour to you, but yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Okay then, so you're the host of Recentered Podcast.
One of the hosts.
You're one of the hosts of the Recentered Podcast, along with Gary and Fluke.
Yep.
Fluke Roji. And I do believe it's your last one you've done.
For now, until we're just taking a bit of a break because we can't find really anything positive to say about VR at the minute.
I wonder why that is, and we'll be talking about PlayStation VR 2.
Well, yeah, there's that, and there's just just the state of games.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right onto Derby Road, A611.
These are the tools I have to work with.
I mean, I prefer to go by Dr. Oculus, but I suppose if you want to call me a tool.
I think Gary's got
turn
a lot
right onto Derby Road.
I think Gary's got a lot on work-wise at the minute, so it's pretty hard for him to try and link up with us.
Okay.
I know Roger's very busy playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, is it? Something like that. And he's really loving that. And we've been playing quite a lot of flat screen games. I've been playing with VRAN, playing World War Z. I don't know if you played that, but that's really good fun.
I saw the tweet where you shot the rocket.
Yeah, I shot the rocket and
killed one zombie.
Yeah, missed the 300 zombies and it just shot one of them, yeah. Well, that's how good I am, dude. And
pro gamer.
It's just nice to play something
hashtag
that's got no bugs in it. It's good fun to play. Graphically, it looks great. And
continue on Derby Road for 4 miles.
I'm just not getting that in VR. I mean, I did play Lone Echo 2, which was outstanding, but now it's left me wanting more, and that was released 3 years ago, was it? So what do I play now then? After Lone Echo 2, do I play What the Bat? Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing it. Happy podcast, everyone.
Have you never played Stormland? Stormland's back on
I haven't, so I've got that to play still. I've got the black and white one. What's the black and white thing?
Wilson's Heart.
Wilson's Heart.
Yeah, I've still got that to play.
That's astonishing. I loved that game.
It's amazing.
I'm going through all the old ones that I've never played that are really good, and then the new ones to play, there aren't any, so that'll be it, really.
Wow.
Still some classic VR games that I bet you could play, like, what's that? The robot one.
Robo Recall?
Robo Recall, there's that to play? Robo Recall, that's good.
I don't know. Yeah, but they're not releasing anything decent now, though, are they really?
So, wait, why is it we have to go so far back to think of a good VR game? Is it nostalgia that's driving that? And was it good at the time and will it hold up today? Or...
I think it looks better now. I mean, when this released, 3 years ago, what sort of headsets did we have to play like Lone Echo 2 on? It looks fantastic on the Quest 3.
S.
It looks so good.
Rift S.
Yeah, that was... The best thing you could get was either the Rift S or the Quest for Lone Echo 2, wasn't it?
Have you played it lately?
I don't own it.
You've not played it?
I don't own Lone Echo 2.
Right, you need to play Lone Echo 2, right? Because it will change your outlook on life. It was like a messiah moment for me. But when you get to the end of it, you think, oh, what do I play now? That's going to give me that same sort of experience, that amazing story. The animation on it's brilliant. The 3D is fantastic. The graphics are great. It's one of the best games in VR, if not the best game VR ever made. And that was the last thing that Meta did, PC VR wise, and they're not bothered since. So.
And you call yourself a VR gamer?
I'm not hearing a good reason to get that game. Because I'm hearing so many great reasons. Why? Why are people being so...
Why don't the low drive just slow down?
He's had to pull back though, hasn't he, to let the...
We've got that all on camera. Some excitement.
Well, where we live, there's lots of police cars. It's just a normal, natural thing that we see all day.
Anyway, we're going to a special VIP event in London, hosted by the Walkabout Golf
Mighty Coconuts.
VR developers.
And this is a game that I do like, as it is probably one of my favourite games. It's on standalone VR as well. So I will put that out there before everybody keeps saying what a VR depressive noob I am.
Yeah, you play a lot of Walkabout,
I do play a lot, yeah, like 3 or 4 times a week at least to play it.
So we decided to invite Lee as well because he's a big fan of the game. And we are meeting up with some fellow VR content creators, hopefully some fans, some Meta staff.
Fans of the game, that is, not fans of us.
That's true.
My fan base is in the car already. I'm bringing them with me. So, yes, it's... we have no idea. Big announcement, which is weird because they released DLC yesterday.
Yep.
So what could they possibly want to tell us today?
What did they release yesterday? I've missed that.
It was not the laser layer, the...
Ice layer.
Ice, yeah. Frosty, cold stuff. Thursdays are the one evening I don't VR, so I've not had a chance to play it.
What's the last DLC we played, Lee? When we played together, what was that?
Oh.
The weird one, Upside Down World.
The Meow Wolf.
Yeah, Meow Wolf.
So how many DLCs have I missed?
At least 3 at this point.
5, 6, maybe.
I've played all the DLC up to that.
So the issue that I have is that when I get together, because we generally get together around DLC time, I get together with about 8 other people, and the Quest battery is that short that we don't actually finish the round because there's that many people playing. So I never get to finish a game. I need to just... Well, I've got a Bobo, but
straight to stay on Derby Road.
it's fine.
A611.
I don't do well with Halos. So yeah, I dig the game, and it's one of the best social apps. Like if you say, I want to do something social with you in VR, should we do VR chat? I'm like, no, let's just play golf. That's the best social app for me.
Road, A611.
Yes, thank you very much for interrupting me. Yeah, so that's my relationship with Walkabout Mini Golf is that it's just the best social app, and I'll even just every now and again I'll hop into the what's the island?
Like the pirate thing that you first jump into.
Yeah, it's got a name, and I can't remember what it's called. But I'll jump into that and just yeet balls into oblivion and just talk to people. I have videos of me playing golf with just random people in the VR community.
I was going to say, do you jump into random groups?
I don't do pickup games. I mean, that's one of the things. There is no sort of just, I want to play with anybody that's playing, right? Like, you have to use a code. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you can do public, can't you? I think a private.
Can you?
Yeah, you can do public.
Okay, I've only ever done privates, to be fair.
Yeah, we can't mix with the Great Unwashed, I'm afraid. We're too famous for that. But no, I play regularly. My mate Phil, I spoke about on the podcast, he just picked up a Quest 3. Told me to get Walkabout Mini Golf.
Use the left lane to stay on Derby Road.
You play it like 3 times a week, maybe, and it's
In
getting
50 yards, at the roundabout, take the second road,
Edit that.
A608.
And we play it like...
Exit the
Oh!
road.
I think when we do the podcast in future, we'll have to wait till on the motorway.
Hit the
Mile.
motorway, yeah. I mean, I can follow signs from here, it's fine.
You were saying, Lee?
Yeah, Phil picked up his Quest 3 and he got Walkabout Mini Golf, and we play it like 2 or 3 times a week. It's getting pretty good now, so I want to find another game to play with him instead, because he keeps beating me.
That was a nasty bump in the road, wasn't it?
But I played the layer one, the ice layer last night with Fluke, and I got something like +4 on the easy course. Luckily, Fluke managed to get a minus score, so we played the hard course, and I got -5 on that. So I was better on the hard course than the easy one.
Have you got every single ball in the game now?
Apart from the latest DLC one, yeah, I've got all the clubs and every single ball, yeah, apart from the ice layer one, I've not had a chance to pick them up yet. Because I'm so nerd.
My problem is that I've started that game on 3-4 different platforms.
Carry across.
And yeah, your save game doesn't carry across. So I've got a load of stuff on the Rift version. I've got a load of stuff on the Quest version. I've got a load of stuff on the Steam version from my index phase. And then PSVR, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't buy this game again and start again. I just can't do it.
A question for both of you: which is your favourite platform to play it on?
Quest 3. Easy. Pop it on, flick it on, job done. And there's not really much. I'd say there's very minimal changes now between it on standalone and PC VR, especially if you're running Quest games optimized. I don't know if you spoke about that before, but that up-reses it by about 170% or something stupid, and I can't tell the difference between that and the PC VR version.
I agree. The Quest 3 experience at this point in time is pretty much identical to the PC. The only reason to play on the PC is either battery-wise, say I've forgot to charge the Quest, which I constantly seem to be doing, or no, that's about it. Just the battery of the Quest.
Why not PlayStation VR 2 though, with the haptics?
I don't own it on the PSVR.
Oh, right.
I just couldn't be bothered to buy the game for a 4th time.
Right.
Play it on a 4th platform. I was like, I can't be doing this again. There's too much content to start from scratch. So I just didn't bother with the PSVR. I love the PSVR, absolutely love it.
So if anybody's picking the game up, then you recommend Quest on the Quest?
Well, we're all in, well, I say we're all, Lee keeps selling his headsets to me. We're in a fortunate position where we own various different options. Whereas most people, they have one headset.
Yeah.
So they're just going to buy it on that one headset anyway. Yeah, given the choice, just get it on Oculus, get it on Quest. And then if you want a PC experience, it's cross-buy, so you can just install it on PC. It's just not got the cross-save. So then you have to start again on the PC, which is what I did. I started out reviving the Quest version, then Revive stopped working on it. So then I bought it on Steam, and then yeah, I just went back to the Quest version again, because just picking up the Quest, chucking it on your face, playing it, so easy. You can play it anywhere, unhindered, without wires. It's just so convenient.
So what do you think the developers have in store for us today?
I'm hoping they're going to give us one of those club things that we can, you know those
There's
amazing,
not
like,
a chance.
yeah, the club ones where you can use the grip to, so I can use that as like a proper golf club to play. If they give us one of those, that'd be mint.
So we're going down to London to meet the Walkabout golf developers, but you've arranged for us to have a round of golf first.
Yep.
What's the name of the place where we're going to, Dr. Oculus? Please tell us.
So the website is swingers.club.
Swingers.
It's an adult crazy golf place.
Oh, is it an adult thing?
It says literally no under 18s. But I think that's
I
supposedly
didn't
booze
realise
related.
that.
I think that's booze related.
I've got a theory.
What, for Mighty Coconut?
Yeah, today. I've got a theory for today.
I'm saying totally new IP.
Not game related, but I've got a theory what's going to happen today. You've planned for us to go and play golf at this golf place around the corner. I think when we do the event, they're going to take us to the same place.
I don't.
Don't you?
No.
So you don't think we're going to go there twice?
No. Because the thing is, they said in the email, I don't know, like, nowhere does it say you're not allowed to tell anybody about this, right? Like,
No.
nobody's read that.
No
I've not seen
embargo.
it. So, in the email it says they've got an announcement. We will get to play the game, an interactive experience from the devs, and listen to the soundtrack. Now, anybody who has played Walkabout Mini Golf, I think there's one track, which is just that Monkey Island sounding plunky banjo-y kind of music. It's brilliant, but I don't need to listen to it. It's available for me now, and to play Walkabout Mini Golf, it's very, very easy. It's on the Quest Store. So that's not worth travelling to London for. So I think totally new game, totally new IP, probably music and or rhythm based. Hence the soundtrack listing part of it.
Alexa, find me Plinky Plonky Monkey Island theme music. Are you excited, Lee?
Yeah, very. I mean, because like I said a million times, it's the game I play most. I'm looking forward to meeting the devs. Got some ideas for some courses for them that obviously will trademark, and they'll pay me tons of money for the ideas. And yeah, really looking forward to that.
They could do a course with all us VR content creators. Course 1 could be Dr. Oculus.
To be fair,
Course
they've
2
already done my course.
Have they?
Yeah, the evil lair.
Oh, right. They based that DLC on you.
I'm claiming they did. As the supervillain of VR. Yeah, it's absolutely my course. It's my evil volcano lair. Did you like the sharks? I had them installed special.
I've still not played it, so I don't know. I'm going to have to look for references.
They're okay. I mean, they're not my favourite courses on there, but they are cleverly done in some areas of it. Some parts are a bit meh, but same as the one I played yesterday. Clever ideas in some places. I don't want to spoil it because you guys haven't played it, but the physics of the ball in certain parts is really clever, and it makes that quite unique for this course. So I think people will either love or hate that, but once you get used to it, it's something you can use to your beneficial to use, should I say.
What's your favourite courses? Mine's the, like I said, the upside down one. Do you know where the ball goes upside down?
You like climbing walls and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's my favourite course so far. So what's both your two's favourite course?
I like space. I really like space in VR. So I think the space, and that's one of the early days ones. That it might even be basic game.
There's a space level, I can't remember that.
Yeah, the space station one, I can't remember what it's called.
They all have funky names, and that one where you're in space. Yeah, that's kind of my favourite. I mean, one thing I will say about Walkabout, we were talking about this while we were playing the Meow Wolf when that came out, is that they've gone from strength to strength. Like you look at the courses at the start versus the ones they started releasing, they've gotten better and better and better making these courses. Which we were like, I wish they'd go back and revamp the original courses with the knowledge they have now. And then a day or two later, I think they announced that they've actually revamped
For the very first course.
the first one, using the modern stuff. So we were like, oh yeah, cool. They must have had the same idea as us. But yeah, they've gone from strength to strength, making the courses better and better. So I do very much love to see that kind of progression and the continued support for the game as well. Like they don't have to keep doing this. I can't imagine.
Can you foresee a Walkabout Golf 2?
Well, this is what I was saying to somebody else, especially like Beat Saber 2.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going to
the same
change?
thing. What can they improve on this to make it? I mean, it's all polygons, right? Anyway, so even if they do a Walkabout Mini Golf 2, it's going to be the same sort of thing. I don't really know what else they could do.
Do you think if they went more realistic, it'd stop being Walkabout Golf and therefore just pointless?
Or make it more...
Ditch the polygons and go,
I don't know, but that's their kind of style though, isn't it?
Something like real VR fishing with like real backdrops.
Yeah, just make it more realistic. If they made it more realistic, I think it'd stop being Walkabout Mini Golf.
Would it lose its appeal?
It certainly wouldn't have as much. At the end of the day, the core mechanic and the course designs, they're great, which just goes to show you don't need the good graphics to make the game look great. But I would be as inclined. I think the price point of it is one thing as well. that's massively played to its benefit. Like the courses, the DLC being sort of 2, 3, 4, 5 quid.
Yeah, it's $2.99. Yeah.
It just so much more helpful because I'm like, oh yeah, a couple of quid, I'll pay that. That's not a problem.
But you put it into perspective of like, you know, us playing mini golf today. It's like 12 quid or whatever, isn't it? We've got a course in Nottingham, and that's like same sort of thing, 12, 15 pounds. And you play an entire course in VR for 3 quid, and it's better than what you can go out and play anyway.
Technically too, because you've got the easy and the hard mode. With the easy and the hard mode, there's the ball hunts, there's the fox hunt. You get so much, such a small price, such a small package. It's absolutely fantastic. I find it hard not to like the game. Even though I have many reasons not to, I find it hard not to.
So what's your favourite course, Lee?
I'm probably torn between Meow Wolf and Labyrinth, really. I really enjoyed the Labyrinth course. If you're a big fan of the movie, if you're an 80s kid like we are,
You're a boomer.
The night time, the hard course of that is just stunning looking on Labyrinth.
Do you know the best thing? You keep saying boomer. I'm a millennial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So just me and Lee are boomers.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Meow Wolf a genius though. Really.
It was, yeah. We had a few issues with it, a few technical issues with it, but
What's that?
with Meow Wolf we had a couple of crashes.
Can you explain to me what Meow Wolf is? Because I don't have a clue what you're talking about when you talk about Meow Wolf.
It's an experience that's available in various places around the world now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it is just like an LSD cheese dream of a trip of a location.
Is it a franchise or something?
Yes.
Well, is it based on like a series or a cartoon or
No, it's an actual physical location.
called Meow Wolf?
Yes.
What did they do there?
Like basically make you feel like you're on LSD from what I understand. Imagine the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow, but actually has a budget.
But better.
Yeah, way better. I mean, to be fair, pretty low bar. Yeah, they have 2 people that come out from behind mirrors.
See how topical we are.
Exactly.
When this comes out, people are like, that was 6 months ago.
When this comes out, it won't be very
That's
topical, but still.
I must remember to try and get this podcast out sooner.
I'll try and remember to get you
Next year.
mine.
Remind me to get the podcast out before 2025.
I think we can pull that one off.
You say you got some pet hates about the game. What are your pet hates?
Well, as I said, the good or bad thing about it is the fact that I end up missing the end of like the 18th hole because my battery died.
All right. So it's not the game itself; it's the quest that's the issue. Would you say?
Pretty much. I struggle to find a problem with the game in and of itself. So yeah, the game itself, I can't fault it.
About you, Lee?
Yeah, I mean sometimes if you're standing, I noticed yesterday playing the ice, I stood on a certain part of one of the holes and my head was clipping through the scenery and I could see the other side of that. So it's like a few little tiny things like that sometimes with that. They usually kind of fix. I know they had trouble with Meow Wolf on hole 18. That was bugged for some people.
That's where we hit problems, yeah.
So you couldn't finish the actual round.
Yeah.
And I think I got a record on that, so I was like literally spitting feathers. But I think they fixed all that now, so I mean, you expect the odd bug now and again, but they're pretty good for sorting it out and fixing it pretty quick.
Do you think I'd enjoy the Meow Wolf one? Is that like a bit trippy, a bit weird?
Yeah, it's got all sorts in it.
Yeah.
I might have to give it a go then.
I think you'll find probably it's everyone's favourite course, just for how clever the holes are, and a lot of them are quite different. There's a couple of what's they're saying, but there's all sorts of weird stuff going on it. It's really hard to explain unless you play it. But we do talk about Walkabout Mini Golf quite a lot, because that's one of the questions. What have you been playing the last couple of weeks? And mine is always, I played a new game called Walkabout Mini Golf, and that's about it.
So you're not bothered about like Metro or?
Well, I am interested in it, but what's it going to be like? That's my biggest question. Is it going to be a horrendous bugfest mess that we're all going to complain? Is it going to be a bullet storm, or is it actually going to be released good because it's coming across on several different platforms? That's my only worry. If it was coming out on Quest only or PC VR only, then I'd be kind of a bit more up for it. But because it's released on several different things, I don't know.
The big question is though, who's developing it?
It's Vertigo game.
Vertigo Games, and
So was Arizona Sunshine 2 a buggy, horrible mess?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was.
are you confident that Vertigo Games are going to be competent with the IP?
Oh God, yeah.
So you think they'll make a good game?
The thing is, Vertigo, there's generally teething problems with most games. Like there'll be a day one issue, and you have to get a patch and things like that. It's one of those things. It happens in this day and age. I can't think of many games that don't have a patch within the first few days.
Yeah. It's a deadline thing though, isn't it? They're
Yeah.
obviously on a deadline to release it by. They've got a set date they've got to release this game by, which I totally understand. But sometimes I think, would it have been better off just waiting a month or two? I know some games put them back and still release a buggy mess. And I think, again, wait until you've got those patches out, because they hurriedly bang press releases out saying we're working on a patch to sort all these problems out. Just sort the problems out, then release it. We're reviewing them, we're giving first impressions, and if they're a mess, we will say they're a mess, and then people won't bother with them no matter how many patches you bring out. Happy Podcast VR.
I had that problem with that new game, Heartshot. I played it, I did a video on it. The developer was in my live chat, my live premiere, and all the issues I had with the game, it was like, yeah, we're going to fix that, we're going to fix that, we're going to fix that.
That's great.
The next day, he brought out a patch to fix all the issues that we had.
That's really good.
But why didn't it not do that
In the first
in
place.
the first place?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good game. It is a good game. Have you played it?
It popped up the other day on my phone, like, oh, the game that you're watching is now out. And I was like, oh, brilliant. But I've not.
It's like Metal Gear, really, but first-person Metal Gear.
That is not selling me on the game.
But it's got the Metal Gear style art style to it.
So does that mean I have to watch a video for 45 minutes before I can play it?
It's a bit kind of pixelated kind of look.
Yeah, it's got pixelated Metal Gear look. You go in with stealth, where the gunplay is really good, the mechanics. It's a bit like a John Wick once you get into it. So there's some stealthy elements where you're sneaking into the base, and then it turns into like a John Wick fest. Like GT's played it.
I saw GT and Beardo said it got problems.
Yeah, but those problems have been fixed.
Yeah.
Day one patch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's credible that the developers have done that, but first impressions, those who don't do that sort of thing, people are just going to remember a buggy game. It's quite funny because I fell through the world in a certain part. I watched Beardo's video, he fell through the world in the same area, same section I was in. That was quite comical.
I think some of it comes down to your reach as a developer. Some of the people are just small.
Yeah.
Getting it in the hands of many people is not easy to do. Not many people know or realise we are as available as we are, and we're willing to do as much as what we're willing to do if they ask us.
You've not tried the UEVR though, have you? Flat games.
Yeah, I've been playing loads of them.
Have you? Crash Bandicoot 4.
I don't own Crash. I've never got along with Crash.
Sackboy? Spyro?
I don't know.
See, those games in VR with UEVR feel like Astrobot. So that's giving me my Max Mustard vibes at the moment. Crash Bandicoot 4 is amazing. It feels like a proper VR platforming game.
I think I own the Crash Insane trilogy on PC from a bundle or another.
I think that's with Crash Bandicoot 4, so that should work.
I think the Insane trilogy is 1 through 3, and I don't think they're Unreal.
Right.
And I'm not buying Crash 4 because I just know I'm never going to anywhere near it. Although I say I'm not going to buy Crash 4 because I'm never going to play it. And yet I've gone out and bought like 20 motorcycle games because I like motorbikes. I hate them. But I now own so many motorbike games, it's insane. I did play Martha is Dead in UEVR.
What type of game's that?
That's like almost like Until Dawn. It's a first-person story based, choose your responses and all that kind of gubbins. That's and apparently there's horror elements, and it gets a bit spooky, but I never got actual horror. Psychological thriller, I think they call it.
Was it first person or third person?
First.
Was it good? Did it work?
Oh yeah, it works absolutely flawlessly. It's brilliant.
Worked out the box.
Yeah. What I did to it was basically just attach the camera to the head, because that's kind of something you should do even though it's first person.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm finding quite a lot of games now that just work out the box.
Oh, and the gaze control. So you move your head to move the mouse sort of thing, rather than Other than that, though, it works pretty great. I
finally played a working version of Ace Combat 7 with head tracking. They've made somebody's scripted all the cockpits to work. There's a few graphical errors with the clouds. Some clouds are overlapping, but somebody told me I forgot to put a file in a certain place.
Right.
Well, that was perfect. That's the Ace Combat 7 we've been waiting for. You know, on the PlayStation VR 1, the Ace Combat VR game, you only get 3 missions. On PC, with UEVR, full campaign, all the bonus missions, all in 3D now. And they've even made special mods for the planes. There's you go to the Discord, there's one link you click, download those files, put them in the right place. Absolutely amazing experience. And it felt like a normal VR game, flying game.
Yeah. I'll tell you one game I did have a good time with. Destroy All Humans.
That's the third person, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which one, number 1 or 2?
1, although I did just get 2 in a Humble Bundle, I think. So I'll be trying that soon as well.
Third person games with UEVR just tend to work anyway because the camera is above the character anyway.
Oh, Returnal is just astonishing, especially when you go first person.
I mean, Lee's you've only tried UEVR at my house.
Yeah.
I put you into Atomic Heart, didn't I?
Yeah, my PC struggles with it. It struggles to do VR at 90 frames a second anyway, so I have to turn ASW on and all sorts of little gimmicks, and it doesn't look both so well for UEVR when you start turning those features on. If you sort of run them natively without any messing around, then you will get a great experience. It does look really good.
What graphics card have you got?
A 3060.
You got a 3060 and you struggle with UEVR?
I struggle with VR anyway.
Yeah.
So I definitely struggle with UEVR with it, yeah.
But you enjoyed the Atomic Heart though, didn't you?
Yeah, it looked really good.
That's on my to-do list. I played Terminator and Robocop UEVR.
By the same people, same developers?
Yes.
Did you get a similar experience?
The Terminator one, you can actually get a good 6 DOF experience. Robocop, not so much.
The Robocop's in 3 DOF, isn't it? So you still.
Yeah.
But that feels more authentic because you get the robotic effect of being Robocop.
Isn't that the same devs that's doing the new Terminator game as well?
I don't know. I honestly don't really keep up with flat games. Possibly, I guess. There are a few flat games that I do look into, but yeah, mostly not so much.
There is a new Terminator game out, but it's like isometric top-down view. It's not that one, is it?
No, it's coming out, and towards the end of this year, it's sort of popping a trailer on it on X, I saw, and I believe it is the same devs what made Robocop, so if they made the other Terminator one, it's more like an open world type thing, I think.
Okay.
Set after Judgment Day, which could be any day in real life, to be fair.
A lot of people are hyped for the new Dune MMO that's coming out, the multiplayer game. Lots of people in the UEVR Discord saying that that's on their list, top of the list to play. The trailer looks amazing. It does look really good. You're not seeing that, the new Dune MMO that's coming out.
I have no attachment to Dune. I've never watched the movies.
The first remake movie is amazing. Because me and Lee, we're planning to go and see number 2.
I mean, it is decent. It's long, but if you've ever watched the original, which you've not watched any, but I mean, I watched the original Dune, I don't know, 3 or 4 months back, and it's not aged well.
I thought you were going to say in cinemas because I'm that old.
It's not the greatest, and I can remember being a lot better when I was younger, but yeah, the new ones seem to be doing really well, and the second one's got great ratings, hasn't it? But I mean, that can mean nothing, but we'll have to go see.
Talking about Metro, I'm looking forward to Metro. I'm also looking forward to Rebellion's new VR zombie game, the
Nazi Zombie Army.
The Sniper Elite people. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's called Nazi Zombie Army.
It's called Zombie Army, isn't it?
Zombie Army, yeah. They dropped the Nazi word.
See, that's one of the very few flat games I play. I play the normal flat zombie army gaming. I quite enjoy that.
I do like a good zombie game. And in VR, they are pretty cool. The cabin's really good. After the fall, although they get me a bit motion sick. But yeah, I mean, people always say, oh, can't another zombie game. But I'm like, yeah, bring them all on. Bring a zombie game out every week for me. Like World War Z is great. I'd love to see something like that in VR.
And they're only going to get better. Each new zombie game is going to play on the qualities of the last great zombie game, and it's going to improve. I mean, I played one, it's an old one, but because I was originally going to play that Connor that you played.
Yes, I've been chatting about that.
It did not work on my Quest 3, so I found a game I did not realise I'd already played before in early access, and it just got released on Steam. So I played it thinking it was a new game, and it wasn't. But the physics of that game, where you shoot arms off zombies, shoot holes in them, it was really, really good. So do you want to talk about Connor? Because I've not had a chance to play it yet. The developer keeps asking me if I played it.
Yeah, so I streamed Connor on Monday. It came out into early access on Monday, and it's by far and away, like, the word flawless should be nowhere near this game. But the thing is, when you think about it, it is a very, very small developer doing the best they can with what they've got, and what they've done is really, really fun, and it is great. You're talking about John Wick. It is the closest sort of thing I think I've ever seen towards a John Wick game. You literally just start a level, you've got a short timer that grows every time you kill somebody. You kill somebody, it goes into slow motion, so you can start killing the next person. And it's just short levels going its way through a story. You're a spy trying to get your wife back from who's been kidnapped from the Hive, I think it's called. And I had a lot of fun. Like, the dev was okay. Yeah, no, don't mind me. The dev was in the chat at the time, and I was doing my usual thing where I take a game and say, oh, the developer wants me to go left, let's go right, and just constantly sort of breaking the game. But it was fun. For sure, the game's absolutely fun. Like, fundamentally, it's sound. There's nothing wrong with it, but it does. So the way I got it working, because I started it in Steam Link with the app on the Quest 3,
yeah,
and then it says this headset is not supported. So what I had to do was use Quest Link, and that I was able to then get it working.
See, I had that problem. I tried Quest Link, the link cable, and booted up in Steam, and it just said, yeah, your headset's not compatible.
Yeah.
But you got it working, I could not get it working.
Yeah.
Strange.
You do have the meta runtime as the default runtime, right?
It might not be now, because I think I had to change it for one of my UEVR games.
Yeah. So that's probably the reason.
I need to double check.
I would check that one, because I like to try and run things in Steam VR. My stream, if it's running in the Steam runtime, in the OpenXR, then I have more things available to me. You can change the scale of me in the game. Capturing the video is a lot easier. It's generally just better for me and the stream if I can play it in the Steam world rather than Oculus. So every chance I get, I try and run games in the Steam environment, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes they just automatically default to the meta environment, even though I've got Steam as my default. It's one of those things that it's a YouTuber problem. Like I say, most people are not going to have this problem. They've got one headset and they're going to live with it, and they're not going to know setting your runtime is a thing. But I do have it and use it and live with it, and yeah, that's the way I found around it, was just making sure that the meta was the default runtime.
Have you played that, Lee? Have you had access to Connor?
I have, yeah. I put it on the Recentered Steam account for us all to play, but I don't think anyone's had a chance to play it yet.
You've not had a chance to play it yet?
No, but if it's issues with it connected to Quest 3 and stuff, then we're all going to have problems.
Strangest thing is, I actually played Connor about a year ago, and I'm pretty sure I sideloaded it from SideQuest.
So it might have been a SideQuest game. that's now on the Steam store. So.
Yeah.
Is there anything you need to get off your chest, Lee, like reprojection or anything like that?
No, I think I've said everything I ever want to say about reprojection in my entire lifetime. What I will say though is, after playing Lone Echo 2, it has given me a clarity about VR where perhaps it's altered my way of thinking on how I look at games. Like if a game's not got smooth turning, I'm not going to hammer it for having smooth turning. It'll probably come out in a patch, like we mentioned earlier, it came out the next day. So I'm not going to focus so much on the negatives and maybe talk more about what I do like about the game. The graphics, I like the sound, I like the way the gun looks in my hand, I like the placement of it in VR. I mean, I played a game that you played as well, right? Is it Undercover? The one what's like Time Crisis?
I know the one you're on about. I've never played it.
Yeah, and that was really cleverly and well done. You know, the gun was perfect in my hand. If I peeked underneath my headset, it was where my hand was. The movement of it, the firing mechanism, and it even got a latency for multiplayer. You got a latency thing on it. It was showing you the milliseconds of the latency, and I thought that was pretty good. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. Didn't focus much on the negatives of it because there wasn't really that many. It's just a fun arcade shooter. But that's, I think, going forward, when we do come back to doing some podcasts, maybe we're all going to be a bit more lighter on it.
I think we need to get you a decent PC so you can experience, because you're looking for those experiences we used to enjoy in the past, Lone Echo, Stormland, that we don't get anymore. And I'm getting that experience now from UEVR. I don't know about Andy, Doc. Are you getting same?
Oh, absolutely.
I think you need to seriously look into investing, to be able to play flat games in UEVR. I think you'll get what you're looking for in VR.
Yeah, maybe, but it's a big outlay to pay for something. I usually do upgrade about every 3 or 4 years, but obviously I'll need to have plenty of money. But once I sell these ideas to Walkabout Mini Golf today, maybe that will fund parts of my new PC. I don't know what the studio for Lone Echo is doing now. I know after Lone Echo 2, is it called Ready
at Dawn.
Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
I thought honestly they were going to announce something at F8. I thought they were going to announce, because they're like, okay, so we're killing off Arena. We're killing off Echo Arena in August. I'm thinking, all right, yeah, they're going to kill that off. Everybody's going to be like, ooh, boo, 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 boo. And then come F8, they'll say, yes, but here's the lovely new sexy. And there's just nothing.
They are still employed by Meta, aren't they?
Yeah, they're owned by Meta. Reddit Door is owned by Meta.
I mean, I tagged them in a few posts that I made, and they've not, not that they're going to reply anyway, but they've not acknowledged them or anything. So I don't know exactly what they are doing at the minute. But if you have got a PC powerful enough to play Lone Echo 2, it's a must-buy, in my opinion. I mean, if you like Half-Life Alyx and you think that's the best game in VR, play Lone Echo 2. Let us know in the comments what you think. Still your favourite game ever now?
And Lone Echo 1 as well. I
did like Lone Echo 1. I thought it did drag a little bit in places, but Lone Echo 2 is on a totally different level.
Now, you came round to my house to try Atomic Heart in UEVR. From what you can remember, would you say that experience, Atomic Heart, was very similar to Lone Echo 2?
Maybe. I kind of played it briefly for a little bit. To say it's a flat to VR conversion on the fly type thing, then it's really impressive. And UEVR is only going to get better and better and better as it goes on.
While we're talking about negativity in VR,
that's why you've got me here.
It's perfect you being here, actually. I want to talk about PlayStation VR 2 because got so many mixed emotions at the moment. I believe there are some VR content creators who they're not seeing the bigger picture. They're They're a bit
narrow-minded.
they want to be positive, but they seem to be a bit blind about what's happening with the company and the future. I keep saying like PlayStation VR 2 is in a drought. The future's looking a bit bleak. I'm hoping I'm wrong. People are calling me out for saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." But we're in the industry. We have a better take on what's happening than I would say the general PlayStation VR 2 player, because we get news and hints and tips from other people, from developers, so we can kind of build up a picture of what's happening in the in the VR community when it comes to like PlayStation VR 2. So I want both your two's take on the PlayStation VR 2 situation. Do you think has Sony given up? Have they got something big planned? I mean, for the birthday, their 1 year birthday celebration, they did not announce nothing. There's no Astrobot 2. There's been no remakes for...
That's not true.
Right.
For the birthday, Sony announced they were closing down 2 of the best studios that they've actually got making content. Did you like the London Heist? Well, we've closed the studio! Like, what? No, we wanted that. Where was that? Where's... What was the... Not Bravo team, that was... It's not out. It was a PSVR 1 game. It was kind of like Time Crisis, where you sort of went to a spot, you shot a bunch of people, then you went to another spot.
Blood and Truth.
That's the one, Blood and Truth, yeah. Where's that game? Where's the successor to that?
Yeah, where's Astrobot Remix on PlayStation VR 2? Where's my 3D Blu-rays? Where's Blood and Truth? They've given us the ability, hopefully, to play the PlayStation VR 2 on a PC. But
Nah.
is that their way of giving up? Are they like saying, well, people have paid for the PSVR 2, we're not going to invest in it anymore, no more new games, we might as well give the people, give them the money's worth, let them play Half-Life Alyx on PlayStation VR 2. So Lee, what's your take on PlayStation VR 2?
I don't get it. I don't get why they're so quiet on everything. They don't make any statements anywhere about anything, do they? But some of my best experiences in the past year have been on PSVR 2. I mean, I come around to your house, I played Resident Evil 4, which was fantastic for that bit I played. If you get past the reprojection bit, which wasn't too bad for me, I played Resident Evil 8.
What's that word?
Yeah, reprojection. Switchback was fantastic. They're all great games to play, and I don't understand why there hasn't been more. Look, I understand how long it takes to make a VR game. It can take years. Have they got things coming in the pipeline in years to come? Why don't they just tell us that? We've got games coming out, don't worry about it. We've got these games, this game, this game. The only thing we've seen is Metro. And I mean, I put a post out, I think about the lack of games, and someone put, what? You've had Resident Evil 8, you've had Resident Evil 4, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, yeah, well, half of these, what you're telling me, are flat to VR remakes for a start. The only games that have been really out, like Synapse, Call of the Mountain, Switchback. What's been really any good? You talk about the other ones, that's, they've been cancelled and they're not been great. So they just need to really up the game. Are they going to have it connected to a PC to play your PC games? I'm not too sure about that.
No.
I'm thinking more of some sort of cloud-based gaming for it, perhaps. The testing, I know PlayStation's been testing 4K streaming.
Yeah, I'm thinking PC Steam Link.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's going to be like wireless.
It's going to be, yeah, you're going to just turn on your PC, open the Steam Link app, just like Quest. You connect to your PC via the Steam Link, and then that's how you're going to play PC VR games on a PlayStation. That was my first thought, because at no point they say you're connecting hardware to hardware.
Do you think they're going to make you buy a PlayStation 5 as well?
Yeah. So they're running Steam Link on the PlayStation.
Right.
And then that'll connect to the PC.
So you'll need a PlayStation 5?
Yes. If they made the PSVR 2 compatible with a PC with no other, well, I mean, even if like you had a breakout box, like a HDMI or a USB breakout box, you plug the PSVR 2 in, so it became a PC VR headset. If that happened,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that to me, that would replace the Index. Like, it'd be the best headset on the market.
And it'd be cheaper.
It would. Miles cheaper. It'd be because at the moment, the best bang for the buck PC headset you can buy is the DPVR.
Which you have now.
It's not great.
I'd say that's the worst headset I've ever used.
It's not that bad.
It is, it's awful. It made me feel sick, I got motion sick, I felt buzz-eyed in it. You can't get the facial to fit your face right because it's on that inch thing. You can edit that bit out if you want. Absolutely shit. I couldn't wait to get rid of it. And they followed me on Twitter after I slagged it off. So
Did you have like stuttering issues in the game?
I couldn't even get it to pick up tracking for a start because it keeps saying tracking not available, you're too dark. I thought I'm lit up like a beacon. I've got exact same light as what I use when I'm in the Quest 2 or Quest 3. I have no issues in. The tracking on it shit. They're supposed to have some sort of firmware fix out for it. They're supposed to fix it. I had about 2 or 3 hours on it. I wanted to smash it to pieces. I never want to try anything from them ever again.
You said it was lighting, didn't you?
Yeah, you tell us about the good things, Dr. Oculus.
Andy loves it.
I mean, what price is the DPVR? It's like 400 odd quid, isn't it? I mean, why would you buy one of them over a Quest? Absolutely zero reason whatsoever.
Well, I don't love the headset, but the clarity on that is better than, well, so this is why the caveat I said PC VR headset.
Well, yeah, it is. I get that, and I get the direct port and stuff to it, but there's so many issues I had. Maybe it's just the trouble that I had with it that I'm so negative on it, because I've seen other people rave about it as well, and I'm thinking, they got the same headset I did, and I know this is the one I borrowed off Gary from Recentered Podcast, and he didn't really have any issues with it, so maybe it was a me thing, but no, I wasn't keen on it.
So here's one of the things. So the DPVR, there's a couple of things I noticed. Number one, too much light fucks with the tracking.
Oh, that's what it could be then.
So it could be that both of you had too much light. I was playing it in virtual darkness and I was fine. The other thing that I noticed is that when I was playing Half-Life Alyx, it ran like complete shit. And then when I checked on FPS VR, so FPS VR, I've got it set that if I look at the back of my right hand, I can see my performance. And so when I looked at that, there was zero reprojection. So what it was is it was trying to give me super high resolution, and rather than reprojecting to make it a smooth experience, there was none, which made it a terrible experience. So I think the long and short of it is it needs a fairly demanding PC to run, and yeah, too much light. I think that's the problem that maybe you had, and possibly you by the sounds of things.
It just felt really uncomfortable at the back of my eyes. I don't know if, perhaps, I mean, you're not boss-eyed, right, Dr. Oculus, but perhaps if you have one eye pointing in a different direction, it may be a bit better for you to use, because even like moving that's got like a digital IPD, I mean, no difference whatsoever whatever I put it on.
See, well, this is another thing. So the IPD, when I got my DK2, I had no idea what IPD was. I very rarely would I go to an Oculus, an eye doctor. I wouldn't go to an optician at all. I'm fortunate in that way, in that I can pretty much see what I want to see when I want to see it. So I've never really been, so I didn't know my IPD. So I got the DK2 and I'm moving this thing around to set my IPD. And I was like, it doesn't matter what number I put it on, everything looks perfectly clear. I don't know what's happening right now. So I never really cared about the whole IPD thing. So maybe that helps with a lot of stuff for me, the fact that it's never overly bothered me.
I mean, I'm pretty susceptible to it, but I think like with the Quest 3, it's so clear. I can put it one like a couple above, a couple below, and you can just feel its eye strain. If you've not got your IPD set right, it can still look clear, but you'll maybe get a bit of headaches. You'll feel quite, your eyes will feel tired, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So getting your IPD set right usually is the best way to go for seeing the clarity in that. But like in the Quest 3, in the Pimax Crystal, you could have eyes on the side of your head. It wouldn't really matter. It's that clear on that.
Yeah.
You can't really tell with the IPD. You can only tell with, like I said, with the strain, if you've got it set right.
I think Pimax Crystal needs to make a smaller form factor for the headset, because the only reason that's not my daily driver is it's too bulky, it's too top heavy. If I had the Pimax Crystal lenses in the Quest 3, that'd be perfect. That'd be the perfect headset for me for playing on my PC. When I tried the Pimax down at Gary's house, it was blurry for me. We since found out that I need to wear my reading glasses for it to be clear because of the focal length, and it was super clear. It like blows the Quest 3 away in clarity.
My experience with the Crystal, it was very, very impressive. I did like the Crystal, and I would happily use a Pimax Crystal on a regular basis.
But do you think it's too big, too bulky on the front for the lenses that's in there?
The problem with the Pimax Crystal is that they have this weird idea about it being a standalone headset.
That it needs to be everything, and it doesn't need to be that at all.
Why? It's like the Pimax 8K hammerhead shark looking thing, but then inside it is a much smaller, not wide FOV headset. And I guess the extra space is to hold all of the mobile stuff, which I just don't agree with, because that's just going to mess all with the weight of everything. I think take all of the mobile gubbins out of that, chop about 600 quid off it, and people will buy that over an index.
Absolutely.
But instead, no, they want to charge you £1,500 for a headset that doesn't know what it wants to be. So, like I say, bang for the buck, the DPVR beats the Crystal. It's not the superior headset, by a long shot, it's not. But I could get 3 DPVRs for a Pimax Crystal. I don't get it. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, the DP. How did we get to the DPVR?
We're talking about PlayStation VR 2 connecting to the PC. That would be the best headset.
It would. Hands down. 600 quid for a PSVR 2. You've got eye tracking, crystal clear display, everything that comes with a PSVR 2. The haptic triggers for 600 quid.
Giant sweet spot.
It would. Well, yeah. Okay.
Put a little bit of a twig in your wheel while you're riding your bike, you fly off and bruise your knees.
It would still be the best PC VR headset.
Yeah, for that, if I'd see it being. This is the thing. If I'd got a PSVR 2 as well, I'd still probably use the Quest 3. But if you've only got a PSVR 2 and you've got a PC that's going to play PC VR, then yeah, it's a no-brainer to use it for that.
I think if you've got an Index, it's a no-brainer to buy a PSVR 2 if it becomes a PC VR headset. But once again, convinced you're going to have to just launch an app on the PlayStation and the PC will.
But it's got the bits in it that I want in a PCVR headset, or even in the Quest. I want eye tracking, I want foveated rendering, things like that, which I know Boz isn't too keen at doing, which is a shame, because I think having that instead of some of the useless crap they've got on the Quest 3, like mixed reality, because I'm not a fan, then that would have benefited me more. Okay, go.
I completely agree. Eye tracking needs to become the industry standard. That's the next level of VR. It needs to happen.
So an interesting question is, if we got PlayStation VR 2 running on PC, the eye tracking, do you think developers like Steam, like Valve, would introduce eye tracking into games like Half-Life Alyx to work with this headset? Or is that software side, or is it...
Maybe on future games, if something like that happens. I mean, we don't know, like the Index 2, is that coming, is it not coming? Will that have eye tracking? But yeah, I think eye tracking is a definite must in future headsets. We've got the pancake lenses now, we don't need Fresnels.
Can that be done in the headset itself though, is it software side?
It's got to be the game.
Right.
It's got to be software side. Doesn't the Crystal, because the Crystal's got eye tracking.
Yeah, it has.
Doesn't the Crystal have a way of sort of shoehorning eye tracking into more games than it actually should?
I'm not sure.
There's a handful of games that do support it.
So maybe Sony could bring out a device that does that as well.
I doubt it. It has to be on the developer. It has to be game side at this point in time.
Because if you've got like eye tracking, foveated rendering on Half-Life Alyx with the PlayStation VR 2, you won't need such a powerful PC.
No, this is what I'm saying. The eye tracking needs to become the industry standard, because a lot of developers do great things getting their game to run well on a PC. If you think about a VR game and the requirements versus a flat game, you have to do a lot of optimization to get roughly similar performance than what a flat game will get, because you have to do it twice. You have to get it rendered twice. You have to do twice the lifting for VR. So it's really difficult to make a VR game versus a flat game.
And for people that aren't in the know, what we mean by foveated rendering and fixed rendering is the foveated one, like the eye tracking, it's where you're looking, it will keep that part at the full res and clear, and it will lower the textures of the bits around it that you're not looking at. When it's fixed, I think Hubris has got fixed, and I could tell on my video that I recorded, it was like a square, so the edges of it was blurred, but the main bit in the middle was clear. But you don't need all that showing when you've got eye tracking and foveated rendering. You can just show the bits that you're looking at, which eases the processor, eases the GPU, enables you to get more frame rate, which is why I'm surprised it wasn't on the Quest 3, but maybe the Quest 4.
Yeah, the fixed foveated rendering every now and again on a Quest title, I'll glance around and I'll see the checkerboard and I'll be like, and it kind of puts me out of the experience. It breaks the immersion. But I also understand it is a very necessary evil, and it is what it is. It's fine. Most of the time I don't see it, just when I do see it, I see it. Whereas in the PSVR, it's tracking that crisp square by tracking your eyes, and it needs to become an industry standard. I love that Pimax have introduced eye tracking, and I hope that more people do adapt it, and somebody like Sony bringing the PSVR 2 to the PC market would absolutely make it a viable option for a lot more developers. At this point, why bother putting it in? What headsets? You've got the Pimax and the Vive Pro Eye if you are super rich. Like, that's kind of the only real headsets that do that. The Quest Pro does, but I've never actually bothered trying to get it working on any games, so I don't even know if it will actually do eye tracking or if it's just more for Meta Horizon workspaces so I can wink at somebody in a meeting. I think that's all the eye tracking on the Quest Pro is for.
Does the Bigscreen Beyond have eye tracking?
No.
I've heard that's a decent PC VR headset. But don't you need the base stations for that?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've done with all that. I can't be arsed with
If they could make something that's even just a slightly bit bigger, and I'm talking like 5-10 millimeters bigger with inside-out tracking, then I'd maybe think about picking one of those up. I know the sweet spot's supposed to be kind of small on that, and there's a bit of glare, but the Bigscreen Beyond 2, if they bring one out, maybe it'll have those things in. It's just, we use a lot of headsets. We're quite privileged in that way that we do get to try. I mean, I'm privileged because I get to nip round to PDs and try all these headsets. So in that way, we do get a taste of things what we do like and we think would benefit VR. Not saying that we're influential in any way to any Meta or anything like that for when they're making the headsets, but these type of things would be great to have in a headset that we'd like, and I think it would push VR forward having those in. Thank you.
I'd love to try a Bigscreen VR, but they are what, $1,000?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad about anybody in this statement. Don't take this the wrong way, but I can think of various people that were like, Bigscreen VR have sent me their new headset. I'm like, oh yeah, this headset's brilliant. It's small and I can put it in my pocket. Okay. And then you watch the latest video when they're in a Quest and you're like, where's your big screen?
Yeah.
They were using the headset when they got it and Bigscreen was saying, here, play our thing. But why hasn't it become their daily driver if it's that good?
That's a good point, actually. If you watch people's VR videos, make a note of the headset they're wearing. 9 times out of 10, that's the headset they use all the time.
Yeah. So, if it's that good, why has it not become your daily driver? Why are you in a Quest? Why are you in an Index?
The Bigscreen Beyond needs to be molded to your face.
Yep.
So they need to mold it to your face, don't they?
And it's a fixed IPD as well.
Fixed IPD, you need the base station, so you have to pay more because you have to buy the Steam base stations.
I think it's for anyone who's invested in the Index ecosystem and that's the only headset they've got. If they're all into PC VR, the flight simulators and things like that, then it would make sense for them to get a big screen like Dr. Greg. Makes sense for them to get a Bigscreen Beyond.
I think, see, that's to me, the market right there, the Bigscreen Beyond. It's not for newbies coming to VR. It's for people that have got an Index and they're sick of waiting for Valve to release a new headset. So they've got the Index controllers and they're probably fine with those. They've got the base stations already. So they just need an updated panel. They need an updated headset, and that's this headset. That's the one to do it. So that, to me, that's the market for the Bigscreen VR. And I'm sure people that have bought them absolutely love them. But
yeah, I'd still love to try one, yeah.
I'm not willing to spend $1,000 on a headset for all of the people that have got them for free, used them for a couple of videos, and now it's collecting dust. That says things to me.
Yeah. I still need to try the big screen and Apple Vision Pro.
I mean, you can talk about Apple Vision Pro if you want, because one of us in the car has used one.
Yes, you've used Apple Vision Pro, haven't you?
I have, yes. I was very, very fortunate to have had the opportunity to nip and see a friend who happened to just jump on a flight, fly to America, and go and buy one. And it was the Apple Vision Pro, and you're guilty of this. I'm going to tell you right now, to your face, stop saying that, oh, why the Apple Vision Pro, my Quest 3 can do this. Those two headsets is not an apples for apples comparison. They are not. Your Quest 3 cannot do what an Apple Vision Pro can do. However, your Quest 3 can do things that an Apple Vision Pro can't do, like play VR games. So they're not the same. The Apple Vision Pro is, I'll tell you, right? The Apple Vision Pro, what that is if I am a businessy type person, or I frequently travel and I want to be productive, and I want 3 monitors around me so I can, do this, that, and the other on 3 different monitors. And then when I've finished working, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to leave the hotel room because it's a new weird place. So I just want to stay there. I've finished working. I then watch a movie. It is a laptop with 3 very portable screens and then a cinema when you're finished. That's what the Apple Vision Pro is. It's not a VR headset. It's not the same product at all. The Quest 3 is a VR headset that you can open a browser and an app on, but the Vision Pro is a laptop that you strap to your face. They're totally different products, totally different. And is the Apple Vision headset a good thing? Is the Vision Pro good? Yeah, it's a great gadget. It's a lovely toy, and if I was that guy that did productive things, I would absolutely love a Vision Pro. If I had $3.5 grand, would I buy one? No.
I like how you call it a toy.
It's a gadget. All of this is a gadget. Everything's a gadget.
Did you try the demos? I'm interested about the dinosaur demo.
Yes, it's a thing of beauty. It's an Apple demo. Apple, the ones who have made it. But it is one of those special kind of wow moments. If you are showing the headset off and you've got 5 minutes, that's the app you use to do it.
That's what I want to see first.
Yeah, that's what you do. So what happens is a big square basically creates itself in your world. One thing that was really, really interesting, it starts off with some text, and the text slowly starts to move away from you, and you can see the text casting shadows in the world around you. That was like, wait, that's crazy. I've never seen that before.
And it matches with like the furniture and walls.
Exactly. Yeah. You are seeing the text as if it is floating in your world. And then the box appears, and it's like you're watching a big screen, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is a thing. And it's obviously a big screen 3D environment. And a butterfly flies around, and you're like, okay, yeah, there's this butterfly, and you can interact with the butterfly, it'll land on you and stuff. And then it's like, do you know the building with the big screen, the wraparound screen on it?
Yeah.
And every now and again, they'll do an advert that kind of makes it look like they're climbing out of the wraparound screen.
Yeah.
And you are watching this big screen, and you expect it to be like that. So the dinosaur starts walking towards you, and then you expect, obviously, the top of the screen, the dinosaur is going to cut off as it walks towards you, and it's 3D. Except it doesn't. It then climbs out of the screen at you, and you're like, oh, that's quite special, because it tricks your eyes a little bit. It's really, really good demonstration. And then, of course, the dinosaur's aware of your presence. It interacts with you. If you reach for it, it will attack you, like it'll bite for you. It's really, really special, that kind of thing. So that really did impress me. What didn't impress me, and it's no fault of their own, was Synth Riders.
Was it bad?
So it looks brilliant, but the problem is the Vision Pro just cannot track your hands enough to have a decent enough experience. It just can't do it.
And there's no haptics either, is there?
Exactly, you're missing the haptics. It's all part of one bigger experience. So as I'm stood there, you've got the balls from the game, and they're on your hands, and you do that, and the ball's just playing catch up to your hand. And I wasn't moving my hand that quickly. it's, you know, they're the first on there, and it's brilliant, and they've done, for being the first, they've done good things, but it's not the same. They are not the same product.
Imagine though if Apple bought a pair of £500 controllers out with all the tracking cameras on and that, and then you could connect it to Steam. I mean, I know there's workarounds now that we can connect to Steam and that.
Yeah.
Then you can use these haptic feedback controllers and that. I wonder how many folks would buy them. I wonder if they thought about doing something like that. I know Apple don't really like to conform to the norm, do they? So they don't want to have the clunky things. Saying that, they've got a battery pack attached to it. Would Steve Jobs ever allowed that? No, he wouldn't. But you know.
To be honest, I've never seen any like videos or footage of women wearing it, because I think they don't have any pockets to put the battery in, do they?
I've seen Justine's video, and she did like drop the battery a little bit and didn't really know where to put it. It was like on the table, on the side of her on the setting and things. But
Really? Because I watched her swimming in a pool wearing it.
Oh yeah, she had it in her hair though.
She strapped it to, she just tucked it into the knit headband.
oh, well, that's another thing that's been annoying me. All those stupid videos. Let's dive out an aeroplane with it on my face.
Oh yeah,
Let's put it on the dog. Let's wear it while driving a car.
Somebody's going to die in an Apple Vision Pro, and it's going to make the main news.
The pass-through on it is unparalleled. It's way better than the Quest.
Is Synth Riders on Apple Vision Pro mixed reality as well?
Yeah.
Can you have it not mixed reality?
Technically, you can have everything not mixed reality.
So how does that 360 wraparound technique thing work? I've seen people use.
So you can have an environment, and so the Apple Vision Pro, you've essentially got a twisty knob on the top right, and then the volume buttons on the left. I think that's about it. There's not many buttons to it, but the knob itself is a button that you press down, or if you twist it and then you're looking at the environment little icon, it just turns the environment up. So you can dial in exactly how much environment and how much real world you want to see. So then it just slowly moves out from the center around you. So if you whack it all the way, you'll be in full, you know, on the moon or in a desert or wherever you want to be. Or if you whack it all the other way, you'll be in full mixed reality.
A lot of whacking the knob there.
Yes. You whack the knob frequently.
I expect a little voice in the back to say, "That's what she said."
I'm just thinking about pit stops. I might need a wee.
But yeah, so as far as it goes, it's just kind of like an environment. That's all it really is. Say, all in all, it's a great bit of kit. It really is a great bit of kit.
Well, you won't buy one.
No, if I had $3.5 grand,
I won't either.
You could go into an Apple store. You could buy a MacBook Pro, an iPad Pro, an iPhone 15 Pro, and the Quest 3, and still have change, and get, you know, an experience. You could be productive with your MacBook. You could watch the videos on your iPad. You could watch the videos on the Quest. Yeah, it's not going to be as good, but I think value for money wise, well, here's the thing. It's a brilliant product, but it is very much in its infancy. This is why it's only available in America and not to the masses.
We're stopping for a wee, people.
Ask Andy how many podcasts he's in.
In my life, 4.
Yeah.
I started out when I was way back when, doing more of a variety than a gaming-based podcast called Left in Lobby, with a guy called The Fender for You. Then I moved on to the VR Souls, which got to like 37 episodes and then stopped.
VR Souls.
That was the thing. We were sat there trying to name the podcast, and we were trying to say that.
That's a great name.
I know, right? I'm a genius. We were trying to think of a name, and then I was like, oh, we want something that shows we've got a little bit of soul. And I was just like, VR Souls. And then when you write it down, it's like, oh yeah. And I said, no, say it out loud. VR Souls. And then everyone was like, yep, that's it. That's the one. And so that became the name of it. And part of me kind of wants to do something with it, but I just think it fitted us quite well in the sense that we were quite arseholes at the time. So yeah, that was what it was. That was the VR Souls. And then of course this podcast, the Backseat VR, And then my regular monthly VR verse, Paul the VR Realm. I was a guest on there. He was like, I really love having you on, mate. Will you just do it permanently? I was like, yeah, all right, cool. So yeah, I'm now on Paul's podcast full time.
I think I want to take a break from podcasting for a bit and worrying about podcasts and preparing, doing doc stuff for podcasts and getting videos for podcasts and all that, and just take a break and chill and concentrate. I always say this, I want to concentrate on my health first, and then once I get better, I've been saying this for 6 years. But yeah.
They're a lot of hard work, aren't they?
They are hard work, yeah. There's a lot goes into it that people maybe don't realise how much goes into doing one.
I'm fortunate in every single walk of podcasting life, I'm just carried by other more creative people. Because YouTube banned Paul for reasons that he still to this day does not know. They won't tell him, but they've banned him. Rather than it being a recorded video podcast, it's now live on Twitch. So because it's live on Twitch, he hosts it all.
Yeah.
But because he's basically a VTuber, he doesn't have access to be like pushing buttons and running VT. And the topic, while we say, right, this month we're going to discuss the year of PSVR. I mean, that's it. We've got no idea what we're actually going to discuss. So queuing up videos and stuff is not an option. That's pointless. So ultimately, we just go live. We say what we say. We push it to Apple and other podcast places. And then that's it. It's done. It's no real problem. No real efforts required.
Did you say what the last thing it was he did on YouTube before he got banned?
He doesn't know. He's breached the terms of service for something adult or something like that. But there's just no, like, there's a lot worse. But yeah, they just straight up banned him and they had no idea why. I says, well, why don't you do a SARS request and get all of your data from Google? Get it all from YouTube.
Yeah.
And then that way you can potentially find out why you were banned. But he's just never got around to it. He's never done it. At the end of the day, it's not going to make a difference. He's appealed it and asked, like, what is it? What did I do? And they've not granted his appeal, and so all of that work he put into his YouTube channel is just gone for reasons he has no idea.
Yeah, that's the only worrying thing with YouTube. I don't trust them. Look, I mean, I had my thumbnail stolen and someone used it on a video and they were monetized, and I put a copyright thing against them and I got a strike thing against me. I thought, where that at?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's crazy. I thought you're supposed to have 3 strikes though before they ban your channel.
Yep.
No, they can ban you anytime they want.
Paul get 3 strikes then?
Nope.
No.
They just straight up banned him.
Before I did VR, I did music and I got a copyright strike on one of my songs from a bogus company. YouTube actually gave me a strike. And I said, hold on, it's my song, I created it, I wrote it, I recorded it. Why am I getting the strike? Why is this bogus company not getting,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are wrong, not me. And they would have known about it, but I had the proof that, I got proof that I'd recorded the song, we got the dates, I sent them original files, the song, and in the end they turned around and said, yeah, you're right, it's your song. So I won the case, but they took the strike off me, but they're still limiting me to 10-minute videos for 3 months. And that was back in the day, that was when they were a bit more strict. So when you got a strike, you had a time limit ban. You're only allowed to put so many videos on YouTube a week. You're only allowed 10-minute videos at a time. And for me, when I was doing music, that was no good. So I went apeshit at them.
I mean, there's a fair usage policy, isn't there? But it's what you class as fair use. I don't know, like say for thumbnails and that, when you've got some art or you've got something from the developers to use, I think it's fine to use something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Like key artwork given, especially like press kits and stuff, it's designed for you to put that out there.
Both my videos yesterday had copyrights. Swarm 2, all the music was copyrighted, and Beat Saber.
Oh, Beat Saber will
the
be,
new Daft Punk DLC. But the Swarm developers said you're supposed to be on the whitelist. But they sorted it out for me anyway. So after this morning, I went on the video. I could monetize it again, so I've got no more copyright issues. And Meta are trying to sort out the Beat Saber one, but
The problem with Beat Saber is that their music is fine. They're like, yeah, our music you'll never get flagged, but things like Daft Punk, Linkin Park, Timbaland, you're always going to get it on that.
Yeah.
But that's why most people will just do like the Twitch, then they just don't have VODs, and that's it. They just don't bother.
See, I still don't really understand Twitch. I've tried to learn little bits of it and stuff.
How does Twitch go away with it?
They don't.
So you still get copyright issues.
Well, the thing is, because you have if you don't have video on demand, if you just disable your VODs, you go live, it happens live, and then it's gone. So it doesn't matter. Worst case scenario, if by some miracle happenstance somebody happens to report you whilst you're live, they just mute the stream.
Right.
It's just I'm finding it harder and harder to edit videos at the minute.
Yeah.
Not only passion to do it, but just health-wise and stuff. I mean, I've been editing. I went up to yours, PD, when we played Resident Evil 8 Village. I'm still editing that, right? 5 months ago, because you just said on it, oh, you're going up to Rogers, aren't you, to compare Switchback with with my version. I went, yeah, I'm going up next week or whatever. And I say that on it, I thought, well, that were a year ago or something daft.
Yeah.
I've told you before, Lee, this podcast, you need to get it out sooner.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So it's Lee's fault the podcast was late.
Yeah, exactly.
How long has it been so far? Are folks still listening? Watching?
If anybody is still watching, I'd be impressed.
I'm not kidding. She said, I said, can I have some gherkins on? So she got a handful of chilies on.
Shit.
And I like burning my mouth now. And I like, oh, I do like chili, but she put, how much, normally get a handful of gherkins. That's how many chilies. I said, I didn't ask for chilies, but it's burning my mouth now. So.
We've lost PD to the spice.
I like some of the buildings around here, they're very pretty.
Okay, guys, well, we're going to wrap it up there. So it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from
Me, Dr. Oculus.
Hopefully, Lee's going to be more of a host in upcoming podcasts.
Dude, I'm not going anywhere. I've told you this is my last one.
You know, if you want to call with us, mate, you're going to be hosting.
It's an audio podcast and dude's back there waving.
Yeah.
I thought you got your camera on.
So, do you want to say goodbye?
Oh, later, dudes.
Dude
is out. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.